Welcome back to the test rides. Today we've got the Doorodoo. This is a four-door SUV, which is four-door cars usually pretty hard to find. It is $1,375,000. Found it in Southern Central Super Autos, and let's just try this thing out. Okay, I must say this thing has excellent braking, handling, and turning. Everything about the car is great. I just don't know how the car would look like when I upgraded this car before. Podium car, so if you guys want to try and get it, go for it. I would probably say go for it, because it's not a bad looking car, and it performs pretty well too. Now I've got the Nebula Turbo. This is a prize ride. You can win this by coming first 2 days in a row. Pretty easy challenge for a pretty mediocre car. This is $797,000. It is a sports classic car, two-door. Let's move on to the test drive. Something I never thought I'd hear myself say, but this car needs better handling and turning and stuff. The brakes are fine, but it drifts quite a bit, and I don't think you're going to want that in a car of a sports classic. I do think, though, that this car could have some decent upgrades, considering, well, like I said before, it's kind of like a mediocre car, so I think that would have some pretty decent upgrades, and it could have some decent liveries. But I wouldn't know. I never have test driven or bought this car, and I probably never will. But if I were to recommend it, I would say give it a miss. The turning on the handling is just too bad for me to actually recommend it. So I'm probably going to buy this car. This is the Ocelot Lynx. This is a car that I actually want to know if it has some decent upgrades and stuff like that to the car. This is $1,735,000, so it's pretty pricey for a car. Two-door, sports car. Let's test drive this thing out. Also, it's no longer available, and you can find it at the Ellis Car Link. Like I just said before, I want to upgrade this car myself, so I'll probably have a review on this car in the future. Yeah, I think the car is great. I think the car performs well, brakes well, handles well. Everything about the car is great, so yeah, I would actually recommend it. I'll be honest, I don't know if I actually have this car, but this is the Brawler. It is $715,000, and it's no longer available. It's a two-door off-road car. Where did I get four-door from, honestly? Anyway, let's just drive this thing out. Okay, this is the Coil Brawler, like I said. Takes quarters well, brakes well, handles well. But I actually have no idea how this would perform off-road, because this is considered an off-road car. So, I'm going to say yes, go for it, because it's actually not a bad looking car either. I actually quite like the look of this car as well. So let's move on to the next car. Okay, so I can't pronounce the name of this car, so I'm just gonna put it on the screen right now. Yeah, that's the name of the car. This is $448,000. That's pretty cheap, but it's also no longer available. So if you guys want to get this car, I guess now's your time. It looks so much like the Pariah to me. This is a two-door car, and yeah, let's test drive this thing out. Okay, this car is good. It can take corners well, brakes well, handles well. There's just not much I can say about the car. It's a good car though, I'll say that, but it's just another average car, I guess. It's kind of like the Lynx, but nah. Anyway, would I recommend it? I guess get it if you want it, but it's not a priority. This update comes out for GTA 5 Online. I'm gonna do a review on the most odd-looking car there. Anyway, this is the Yosemite 1500. This is $1,205,000, so not bad for pricing considering it's, well, GTA's economy has gone up over the years. It's a two-door off-roader, and test drive this thing out. For an off-roader car, it's actually got some pretty decent speed. The handling is good and the braking is good, so everything about the car is good as a whole. Would I recommend it? Probably. If it's anything like the Drift Yosemite, then it's probably going to be a good car. Um, yeah, I'd recommend it. Not much I can say about the car, it's just a standard off-roader. I'd probably recommend it. Okay, so now we've got the Clifford XL. I've upgraded this car a couple times, and I'm gonna say it straight up, it is actually worth it. It's a four-door SUV, $1,665,000. I've upgraded this car before, and it looks amazing when it's fully upgraded, so I definitely would recommend it. Let's move on to the next car. I'm just kidding. Let's do the actual test drive. Okay, like I said before, bought this car before, twice, upgraded it with Kurt. This car is actually worth it, I reckon. Definitely go for this car if you have the chance. So this is the Congo City 5.5, and I'm also going to classify this as the Congo City as well. The Congo City itself, like the other one, is $254,000, and this version of the car is $154,000. It's a four-door sedan, and it is pretty standard looking in my opinion. Anyway, let's move on to the test drive. I'm not gonna do the Congo City because this is the Congo City 5.5, and I would just see there be no point test driving two different versions. Well, the same version of the Congo City, just with a different name. And I wouldn't recommend this car anyway. It's got terrible braking, terrible turning. Don't go for the Condo City, guys. Okay, this is the Enduro motorcycle. I really got no words for this bike. I don't like bikes, okay? But if you wanted to get it, it's $48,000 and it's no longer available. But so you can find it at Simeon's place. Alright, let's move on to the test drive. Even if I liked bikes, I would still not recommend this one. It doesn't have the best turning and it doesn't have the best brakes, so I would say no, but the only points that I'll give it for is the fact that it can do a wheelie. Why does this car look like something you'd find in a movie? Like an animated cartoon movie? I don't know why, but it just feels like a cartoon movie car. And I'm gonna just say it straight out, no! This vehicle's too boxy. Let's just move on to the next one. Nah, sorry. So, this is the last time I do that joke, okay? Let's move on to the test drive. So I'll give it credit where it's due. The braking is okay on the car, but the turning and handling is just garbage. I would not recommend this on my worst enemy. But in case you guys don't know what the car is called, it's called the Cheeberg. It is a four-door car, obviously. It is $145,000, so it's not that expensive. Probably for good reason. This car does look like a boxy car that you'd find in a cartoon movie. Anyway, would I recommend it? Absolutely not. Let's just move on to the next one. And the last one of the day, actually. So I got the car wrong. I thought it was the ETR1 we were test driving, but it's actually the Amorgon. Anyway, the Amorgon is a sports car. It is not $2,165,000. Wow, that's steep. It is no longer available, unfortunately, so you gotta find it at Simeon's place. Two-door car, let's test drive the Singer. In case I haven't said it yet, it's a sports car. Oh. The braking is excellent on the car. I really like the braking, but turning and handling is just the turning is not there, but the handling is still pretty good. It's kind of reminds me of a Trafale Thrax. When I first got that car and test drove that one out, I thought it had some excellent handling and excellent turning, but the braking wasn't that good. So this is kind of like in between with the Thrax and this car. But yeah, I think this car is actually worth going for, the Amorgon. I thought it was going to be an electric car, to be honest, but it's actually not. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed it, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. And by the way, as of this recording, thank you for the 901 subscribers. I will now allow you guys to call me by my real name, which is Connor, on my live streams, my videos, and stuff like that. You could call me Connor instead of Gaming Lab if you want to. If you still want to call me Gaming Lab, that's totally fine as well.